This video will give you the keys to successfully set up a LiftMaster High-Performance Hoist HPH1 operator with MyQ Smart Facility Access on a Clopay Extreme Series Door. We'll break down the process into 3 parts: creating a commercial facility in MyQ Smart Facility Access, preparing the site and installing the hardware, completing the programming of the controller, and getting connected in MyQ Smart Facility Access. This video is intended for demonstration purposes only. The procedures demonstrated should only be performed by trained, professional installers and service technicians. Safe operation and servicing require that you follow all instructions and safety advisories found in the manual. To locate a trained, professional installer or service technician, visit clopaydoor.com. Let's dive in. Using a web browser, go to account.myq.com. Let's walk through setting up a new account. Click Sign Up. Select your country. Enter the zip code. Click the arrow to proceed. Enter your first and last name. Click the arrow to proceed. Enter your email address. Click the arrow to proceed. Create a password following the rules that appear underneath. Retype the same password to verify. Click the arrow to continue. You will be prompted to enter a security code. Go to your email and find the notification that has the verification code. If you don't find it in your inbox, check your spam folder. Enter the verification code in the security code box. Click the arrow to proceed. You'll see a confirmation message. Click the arrow to continue. On the Who Are You screen, you'll have a choice of roles. For this video, we are acting as the dealer who is setting up the facility on behalf of the customer. So we choose Dealer. Enter your 5-digit dealer ID. Click the arrow to continue. For property type, choose Commercial Facility or Warehouse. Enter the name for the facility. Click the arrow to continue. Enter the address for the facility. Click the arrow to continue. Enter the contact information for the property manager. Click the arrow to continue. Now we need to set up billing. From the dashboard, click your name. Choose Billing from the drop-down list. Choose either a monthly or yearly subscription. Select the subscription plan for the facility. For this commercial facility, we'll choose Door Operators. Click the drop-down to choose the quantity of door operators you're installing. Scroll down. Click Proceed to Checkout. Choose a payment method and enter the details. We're choosing Account Number. Enter the billing address. Click Activate Subscription. On the pop-up confirmation window, click Add Devices. On the Device Management window, you will see that you have no devices. Click Add Devices. For this demonstration, we're installing an HPH series operator, so we'll click that. We're setting up using a Wi-Fi network, so we'll choose that. You'll see a checklist of items you need in order to complete the setup: a smartphone or laptop that is Wi-Fi enabled, access to the Wi-Fi network in the facility where the operator is being installed, the Wi-Fi password, the MyQ serial number that is on the operator's controller, and access to the controller menu once it is installed and powered on. Get in contact with the IT personnel at the facility and make sure all of the needed preparations are made so you'll have a smooth installation. Let's switch gears and work on adding people to the database. They include personnel who will have access to the facility and a person called Clopay Support. Work with the facility owner to gather all the needed contact information. This includes names and email addresses for all personnel who will be given access to the facility. On the navigation bar on the side of the screen, click People. You'll notice that you are listed as the only person in the facility. Click Add Person. The first person to add is the customer contact who will be managing and maintaining the facility database. This person will be designated as the facility owner. Fill in all the required information wherever you see a red asterisk. There are 4 roles to choose from: Dealer Manager, Dealer Tech, Facility Owner, Facility Manager. A dealer manager is a member of your staff who can edit almost everything in the database except billing and credentials. Dealer techs are members of your staff who can only edit schedules and facility details and can set up connections to MyQ hardware. A facility owner has the control to edit all database information related to the facility, including billing. A facility manager can edit almost everything except for the facility itself, the permissions for roles, and they can't view billing information. Choose Facility Owner. Enter the email address. Select Send MyQ Smart Access Invitation. The facility owner will get an email with instructions on what they need to do next. Let them know to accept the invitation before it expires in 3 days. The other fields such as address and phone number can be filled out but are not required for a commercial facility. The activation date defaults to the current date. There are 3 default access groups: resident, staff, and vendor. Choose Staff. Click Save. Now add the rest of the facility personnel to the database. These should all be added with the role Facility Manager. Add them to the Staff Access group. Finally, create a person named Clopay Support. Add them with the role of Dealer Manager. Use the email address extremeseries@clopay.com and send an invitation to the facility. This will provide access to Clopay so they can assist in supporting the new facility. Add this person to the Staff Access group. Let's talk about site preparation, starting with IT considerations. Identify and make contact with the IT staff for the facility. You'll need their assistance getting the operator connected to the facility's network. There are 2 ways to connect: Wi-Fi or Ethernet. If connecting via Wi-Fi, have IT confirm the door where the operator will be installed is within range of a strong Wi-Fi signal. They will need to provide details, including the network name and the Wi-Fi password. If connecting via Ethernet, you'll need to install the Internet Gateway part number 828LM. This means an Ethernet port will need to be near the door. In this video, we will demonstrate the Wi-Fi setup. Find out if there is a network firewall. If there is, you may need additional assistance from Clopay Support to configure the setup. Confirm the number of doors being set up. If more than 32 operators are being installed, you'll need to contact Clopay Support for additional assistance configuring the setup. This video assumes a Clopay Extreme Series Door has already been properly installed. In particular, confirm that 2 snubber brackets are installed at the bottom of the door. Let's talk about power considerations. The HPH1 is designed for use in installations that have 120 or 230-volt single-phase power or 230-volt 3-phase power. If the site has 460 or 575-volt power, refer to the manual for the required accessory transformer. It's a good idea to do a site visit to check out the available electric setup. Make sure an outlet is available where the operator will be installed. Make sure to provide separate conduit for low voltage and high voltage wires. Make sure all wiring adheres to applicable local codes. Here's what's included with the system. The HPH1 comes in its own carton, which contains the power head or operator, encoder cable, the sash chain, conductor power cable, data cable, 2 cable tension monitors, VFD controller, wall brace, thread locker, hoist chain, hardware, the installation manual, addendum, and emergency placards. You will need to provide additional hardware for mounting. The system includes a set of LC36M monitored light curtains for entrapment protection. These are packaged separately. Here's what comes in the box: 1 transmitter with a 4-conductor wire, 1 receiver with a 2-conductor wire, mounting brackets with hardware, and the instruction sheet. Head to the facility and get started with the installation. Before beginning installation, make sure power is disconnected at the circuit breaker. We'll start by mounting the VFD controller to the wall. The controller needs to be installed at least 5 feet above floors, landings, steps, or any other adjacent walking surface. This distance should be measured from the ground to the bottom of the stop button. Mount the controller to a smooth, flat surface. Open the VFD controller by loosening the 4 screws in the cover. Hold the controller against the wall and mark the hole locations. Drill the holes. Mount the controller to the wall using hardware you will supply. Attach the warning placard next to the controller. Let's mount the power head. The power head can be mounted on either the right or left side of the door, depending on what handed installation you need. From the factory, the power head is set up to be used with a 1-inch shaft. The keyway on the door shaft needs to align with the shaft key on the power head. Locate the shaft key and make a mark on the outside of the output shaft. This makes it easy to keep track of the orientation of the shaft key as you adjust the position. To adjust the position of the shaft key, engage the hoist by pulling the rope with the red tag. Release the brake by pulling and holding the sash chain. Now you will be able to rotate the hoist wheel to adjust the position of the shaft key, which you've already marked on the output shaft. Turn it so it aligns with the keyway on the door shaft. Now release the sash chain. Then disengage the hoist by pulling the rope with the green tag. Follow these steps to mount the operator to the shaft. Slide the operator onto the shaft until the shaft passes through the reducer. There should be 2 inches of shaft visible. Align the power head vertically on the door shaft and slide the wall brace until the base is flush with the wall. Mark drill hole locations through the holes in the wall brace. Drill the holes and insert 1/2-inch bolts. For this installation, we've already drilled the holes and inserted the bolts. Reattach the brace and tighten all connections. You will be running low-voltage wiring between the controller and the power head. Open the door on the power head by loosening the screw. Choose a knockout and remove it using a screwdriver and needle nose pliers. The VFD controller already has a knockout removed on the top and bottom. Install the appropriately sized conduit for your application, attaching the conduit to the wall. Connect the conduit to the VFD controller using a strain relief. Connect the conduit to the power head using a strain relief. For this demonstration, we have already installed junction boxes and conduit for the light curtains. We've attached conduit for the light curtain wires to the bottom of the VFD controller. These are the cable tension monitors. They detect slack in the cable and stop the operator from closing or opening the door. 2 are supplied and both must be installed with 1 on each side of the door. The cable should be 1 to 2 inches from the mounting surface. The cable tension monitor must be mounted flush to the surface. Position the monitor so the vertical distance from the monitor to the drum is as short as possible, and the roller extends 1/8 to 1/4 inch past the cable. Hold the cable tension monitor against the surface and mark the locations for drilling holes. Drill the holes. Attach the cable tension monitor using the appropriate hardware. Repeat these steps for the cable on the other side of the door. Let's install the light curtains. The light curtains install on either side of the door. We recommend mounting the transmitter, which has 2 wires, on the opposite side of the door from the VFD controller. Attach the brackets to the light curtains. The first sensor toward the bottom of the light curtain must be no higher than 6 inches above the floor. Hold the light curtain in position and mark the hole locations for drilling the mounting bracket holes. Use hardware that you will supply to mount the curtains to the wall. Splice the 4-conductor receiver wire to a wire long enough to route through the conduit to the VFD controller. Route the wire from the receiver through the conduit into the VFD controller. We need to prepare the wiring so all wires can be pulled through the conduit together. We'll begin with the wiring for the cable tension monitor. Route the wires into the power head. Instead of routing both wires through the conduit to the VFD controller, we will splice the wires so only 1 wire needs to be routed. Inside the power head, splice the wires, matching the white wire to white wire and the black-white wire to black-white wire. Do not route the wire through the conduit yet. The 5-wire data cable is pre-wired to a terminal block. Plug it into the 5-pin connector on the controller board. The 2-wire power cable is pre-wired to a terminal block. Plug it into the 2-pin connector on the controller board. The 4-wire encoder cable is already attached to the power head. Remove the printed wiring flags before routing the cable through conduit. Run fish tape through the conduit from the VFD controller to the power head. Secure the cables to fish tape and pull them down to the controller. Let's complete the wiring connections to the VFD controller, starting with the encoder cable. Refer to the wiring flag you removed from the cable earlier. Strip the wires and dress appropriately. Remove the 4-conductor terminal block from the board. Connect the orange wire to 12 volts. Connect the white-orange wire to common. Connect blue to encoder A. Connect white-blue to encoder B. Plug the terminal block back onto the board. To connect the data cable, strip and dress the wires appropriately. Cut off the shield wire. Remove the 5-conductor terminal block from the main control board. Connect the gray wire to S+. Connect the white-gray wire to S-. Connect the blue wire to INVA. Connect the white-blue wire to INVB. Plug the terminal block back onto the board. To connect the 2-conductor power cable, strip and dress the wires. Remove the 2-conductor terminal block main control board. Connect red to 24 volts in. Connect black to common. Plug the terminal block back onto the board. To connect the 2-conductor cable tension monitor wire, strip the wires. Remove the terminal block from the main control board. Connect one wire to common. Connect the other wire to the CTM. Polarity is not important. Reconnect the terminal block to the board. To wire the light curtain, remove the terminal block from Monitored. There are terminal blocks for connecting 3 monitored devices. Remove the top terminal block for iEdge1. Connect white to common. Connect black to iEdge. Reconnect the terminal block. Start by splicing the brown wires together and blue wires together. Remove the terminal block from AUX24/common. Connect the brown wire to AUX24. Connect the blue wire to common. Reattach the terminal block. It's time to connect power. Open the power head and locate the input voltage selection switch. It is set to 230 volts from the factory. Our installation has 120-volt single-phase power, so we'll change the switch setting. The switch setting must match the input voltage to prevent damage to the operator. We've installed conduit and routed 3-conductor 12-gauge cord. 12-gauge cord only must be used for incoming power. This is the EMI filter board. Connect the black line wire to hot. Connect the white neutral wire to neutral. Connect the green wire to ground with the included wire nut. Install the chain keeper bracket to the wall and insert the sash chain through the hole in the chain keeper bracket. Now that hardware installation is complete, reconnect power at the circuit breaker. When the VFD controller powers on, you may see Display Connected on the LCD screen, followed by System Information. If you don't see System Information, follow these steps to enter the programming menu. To enter programming mode, Press and hold the Stop Enter button and the Down button together for 3 seconds until the display goes blank. Then release the buttons. You will see System Information. Press the down arrow. You will see System Settings. Press Enter. You will be prompted to enter a password. Now enter the password of 224, one digit at a time, using the up and down arrows to select the value for each digit. Press the Stop Enter button after each digit to accept the digit's value and move to the next digit. Press Stop Enter again to authorize the completed password. The display will show door settings. You have 10 minutes to complete programming before it times out. If you have a product manufactured starting in 2022, you will see the Step Saver label. Follow these steps. From the door settings prompt, press Stop Enter. Choose the door hanging type. The options are Standard Lift, High Lift, and Full Vertical Lift. The door in our demonstration is Standard Lift. Press Stop Enter. Use the up and down arrows to select the drum size. Press Stop Enter to bring up the Save Cancel option. Press Enter to save the drum size setting. The screen shows changes accepted and proceeds to updating the parameters. Once saved, the operator exits programming mode and the screen resolves to a Set Limits prompt. To set limits, you will have to enter programming mode again. Press and hold the Stop Enter button and the Down button together for 3 seconds until the display goes blank. Then, release the buttons. You will see System Information. Press the down arrow. You will see System Settings. Press Enter. You will be prompted to enter a password. Once again, enter the password of 224, one digit at a time, using the up and down arrows to select the value for each digit. Press the Stop Enter button after each digit to accept the digit's value and move to the next digit. Press Stop Enter again to authorize the completed password. The display will show Door Settings. You have 10 minutes to complete programming before it times out. Press the down arrow. You will see Door Positions. Press Enter. You will see Open Limit. Use the arrow buttons to move the door to the desired open position. Press Enter. You will see Open Limit Fine. To make fine adjustments to the open limit, use the up arrow and down arrow to select a distance. Adjustments are in increments of 1/4 inch. The arrow displays the direction that the door will readjust to. You can adjust the position up to a total of 6 inches. Press Enter. The adjusted distance is only shown on the display. The door will not move during the adjustment. Press Enter again to save the setting. The display will show Changes Accepted. The display returns to Door Position Open Limit. Press the down arrow to select Door Position Close Limit. Press Enter. The display will show Close Limit. Use the arrow buttons to move the door to the close position. Press Enter. The display will show Close Limit Fine. To make fine adjustments to the close limit, use the up arrow and down arrow to select a distance. Press Enter. Again, the door will not move. Press Enter again to save the setting. The display will show Changes Accepted. The display returns to Door Position Close Limit. To exit, press the down arrow 5 times until you see Leave Door Positions. Press Enter. Press the down arrow button 10 times to scroll down to leave selection. Press Enter. This takes you back to System Settings. Press the down arrow button 2 times to scroll down to Leave Menu. Press Enter to update settings. The display will show auto cycle force with a 6-second countdown timer. Be aware that the door will move automatically, so make sure all people and items are clear of the path of the door. The door will move to the open limit. The door will then move to the close limit to learn the down force. The door will then move back to the open limit to learn the up force. All entrapment protection devices will remain connected and active during the auto force learn process. The display will show changes accepted. When the auto cycle force has completed, the display will show the current position of the door, which for our demonstration is at the open limit. If you have an operator that was manufactured before 2022, follow these steps to program the limits and set the force. If you don't see system information, follow these steps to enter the programming menu. To enter programming mode, press and hold the Stop Enter button and the Down button together for 3 seconds until the screen goes blank. Then, release the buttons. You will see system information. Press the down arrow. Press Enter. You will be prompted to enter a passcode. Now, enter the password of 224, 1 digit at a time, using the up and down arrows to select the value for each digit. Press the Stop Enter button after each digit to accept the digit's value and move to the next digit. Press Stop Enter again to authorize the completed password. The display will show Door Settings. You have 10 minutes to complete programming before it times out. From the Door Settings prompt, press Enter. The display will show Door Hanging. Press the up arrow or down arrow to select the type of door. Press Enter. The display will show Cable Drum. Use the arrow buttons to select the type of cable and drum. Press Enter. You will be prompted to save the settings. Press Enter. The display will show Changes Accepted. You will be returned to the Door Settings prompt. Press the down arrow until you see Leave Selection. Press Enter. The display will show System Settings. Press the down arrow until you see Leave Menu. Press Enter. The display will show the operator updating. When the update is complete, you will be prompted to set limits. You will see System Information. Press the down arrow. You will see System Settings. Press Enter. You will see Door Settings. Press the down arrow. You will see Door Positions. Press Enter. You will see Open Limit. Press Enter. Use the arrow buttons to move the door to the desired open position. Press Enter. You will see Open Limit Fine. To make fine adjustments to the open limit, use the up arrow and down arrow to select a distance. Press Enter. The adjusted distance is only shown on the display. The door will not move during the adjustment. Press Enter again to save the setting. The display will show Changes Accepted. The display returns to Door Position Open Limit. Press the down arrow to select Door Position Close Limit. Press Enter. The display will show Close Limit. Use the arrow buttons to move the door to the closed position. Press Enter. The display will show Close Limit Fine. To make fine adjustments to the close limit, use the up arrow and down arrow to select a distance. Press Enter. Again, the door will not move. Press Enter again to save the setting. The display will show Changes Accepted. The display returns to Door Position Close Limit. Press the down arrow until you see Leave Door Positions. Press Enter. Press the down arrow. You will see Force Sensing. Press Enter. You will be prompted to learn close direction. Press Enter. You'll be prompted to move the door to the open limit. Use the up arrow button to move the door. You'll be prompted to move the door to the close limit. Use the down arrow button to move the door. The display will show Changes Accepted. Use the down arrow button to go to Leave Selection. Press Enter. Use the down arrow button to go to Leave Selection again. Press Enter. We'll complete the setup by programming the controller so we can get connected to MyQ's Smart Facility Access. In order to connect the operator, we need to add it as a device in the facility. Log in to account.myq.com. If you have access to more than one facility, click the drop-down menu to select the facility you want to update. Click Add Devices. Click Variable Speed Operator. Click HPH Model Series. This installation has a Wi-Fi network. We will click that. We've already gathered the needed information and we have access to the controller. Click Next. Follow the instructions on this screen. To enter programming mode, press and hold the Stop Enter button and the down button together for 3 seconds until the screen goes blank. Then release the buttons. You will see System Information. Press the down arrow. Press the arrows until you see System Settings. Press Enter. The display will show Door Settings. Use the arrows to scroll to Connectivity. Press Enter. The display will show Connectivity Learn. Press Enter. Use the arrows to scroll to Learn Wi-Fi. Press Enter. The operator is in Learn mode. Click Next. You will see the steps you need to follow on your mobile device. Go to Wi-Fi Settings. Choose the MyQ named network. Tap Start. You will see a list of available networks. Choose the network for the facility. Enter the password for the network. Tap Next. Tap Next to connect to the network. The display on the controller will show Wi-Fi learned. In the app, confirm that Wi-Fi has been learned by tapping Yes. The MyQ serial number will appear on your mobile device. Write it down. Close the browser on your phone and return to MyQ Smart Facility Access. In MyQ Smart Facility, click Next. Name the hub. Enter the MyQ serial number. Click Next. For more information, visit our page for Facility Access support. For support on this Extreme Series door and operator system, please contact Clopay at 800-277-2576. Thank you for choosing LiftMaster.